Alright, so we're back for 7, so we're going to back. Alright, so today's scenario is going to be what if Asia went to war. So we did, so for the last 3 videos, we did Europe, we did America, and we did the Middle East. Now today we're doing all of Asia. So, it's going to be mainly focused on China and India today. Alright, so they're kind of like the 2 most powerful countries in this nation. So, here are the countries that are joining the red team. So we've got North Korea, we've got Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. We've got Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Palestine. We've got Turkey, Azerbaijan, and we've got Qatar, UAE, Oman, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Indonesia. Okay. Join the blue team, we have New Zealand, Australia, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Philippines, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Thailand. We've got UAE, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Armenia and Georgia, and then Jordan, Israel, and then finally Egypt. So those are the nations for their teams, okay? Alright. So, this war is going to be mainly focused on China and India, okay? These countries are following these 2 nations, so whoever will join these 2, right? So, let's get started, guys. So, the aggressor is obviously going to be red team, so it's going to be China, and then it's going to be kind of good. So, the first thing that would happen is so the first thing that would happen over here in the Middle East, we've got Turkey and Azerbaijan and Iran sending all the force up here and jumping Georgia and Armenia. Alright. Actually, we're probably not going to have aggressors anymore. Actually, we're just going to go from context who would actually support a lot of wars. Alright, so yeah, we're going to kind of do that instead of what we did before. So there we go. Israel is... Alright. Israel is going to take over Palestine. It's going to take over Palestine and Lebanon. Saudi Arabia is going to jump, with Oman, is going to jump UAE, and is also going to jump Qatar and Bahrain. Alright. For Iraq, they're going to jump Kuwait, and now with Iranian troops, they're going to kind of set a bit of a defense here onto with Saudi Arabia. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, I also forgot to include the others, but we got Greek Cyprus join the blue team, and then we got Turkish Cyprus join the red team. So Turkish Cyprus will go through here and defeat Greek Cyprus. There we go. Now, these 10 nations are going to try and jump a bit of Kazakhstan, or Kyrgyzstan, which doesn't go well. China hasn't really got much troops up here, actually. I'll just say that. Now, India is going to jump. Now, India's going to quickly now start to move into Pakistan over here, kind of start to take over their territory. Followed by them jumping Bangladesh. And kind of have a bit of a war happening over here in Myanmar. Alright, China is going to jump Myanmar through here. So they're going to kind of go through here, and they're going to block India from the Middle East. Alright. Now, eventually, India's going to go through Bangladesh, which actually China's going to push back the Indians. Now, India's going to hold a pretty good defense here, but the rest of it is going to fail. Right, and actually that's going to fail too. Now, after time, they're going to fully liberate Bangladesh, and we have them kind of moving up here. Now, eventually they're going to beat Bhutan, Nepal very easily, which is going to open up a massive front for India. India is going to use their army and is going to push back China almost out the land, and they're going to quickly just defeat Bangladesh again. Alright. Now, with Chinese and... oh my god. Oh yeah, support countries. I forgot to say that. So support countries in this scenario, we've got all of Europe, which is going to be the side of India, American Canada, we've got China and no, America and Canada is also coming aside of India. So, guys, I just had some hiccups. Anyways, so that's going to be the support country boy team. Now, red team, I would only say really Russia. Also, actually, we do include Belarus. So, Belarus and Russia and Cuba. Right, yeah, I actually probably not Cuba. Yeah, so that's kind of it for the blue team, honestly. We only really have Russia and Belarus. Okay, they're going to be support countries for the red team. So that's going to become very big for China. Now, let's do some more wars. So, over here we have so, with a joint opera. Bro, keep them. Oh, so annoying. Anyways, so let's actually get into this now. Cambodia and Vietnam are going to do a joint operation and quickly defeat Cambodia. Now, that's going to be a bit harder because China's actually bordering them, so they're going to give aid over to here and over to Myanmar. Now, they're going to use Myanmar and Laos and actually kind of start to kind of move into Thailand a little bit, right, from up here. They're going to eventually take over Bangkok, which is the capital of Thailand, and then we also have them moving up a bit up here into Vietnam, capturing their capital. Now, eventually, both these nations are going to use their military and push back the Chinese. Alright, now not really many Chinese troops are here actually, only because obviously they're mostly focused in India. So yeah, they're not really going to be mostly focused on here. And actually, it's going to be perfect as now they're going to quickly, as now both these nations are going to go up here and start to take over all of Thailand. Eventually, we have the pushback of India, of Myanmar, and eventually India is now going to take Thailand. Is with Vietnam troops are going to take over over here, right? So, over here we have India, who's gonna, and then we have them kind of moving up here and start to have a big war. Eventually, India's gonna cross into Nepal and Bhutan, and it's gonna move up here. Over here, Myanmar is gonna be taking over, alright? Over here, India is going to start to take over Pakistan. Eventually, the Chinese troops are going to come in and actually start to kind of push back the Indians. With the help of Afghanistan troops and some of Iran troops. Not all of it, but some of it. Eventually, we have Kazakhstan and all the Stan nations preparing to attack over here into Iran. Which is going to be quite a bit here. And eventually some moving into Afghanistan. Eventually, Chinese troops are going to see that, and obviously they're gonna quickly start to send some of the troops from India into the Stan nations. Eventually, China, they're gonna make a big war over here. So they're gonna first focus on Kazakhstan. Pretty sure the capital is this one. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. Not really too good with capital nations. I'm not even good with Stan nation at all, really. But yeah, so eventually, India's going to go through here. Not India. China is going to go through here, and it's actually going to start to kind of attack Kazakhstan. Eventually, Kazakhstan is going to deploy some of the troops from from around Afghanistan, and it's going to move up here to kind of defend here. Alright, now it's going to be a good defense, but also not really that good. Kyrgyzstan's going to get liberated, Tajikistan's going to get taken over, and eventually we have the war happening, where Uzbekistan's going to lose their capital, which is Tashkent, and eventually China is going to cross into here, and it's actually going to start push back Afghanistan, and eventually we got to taking over Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. Eventually, the front in Iran is going to go to waste. As now Iran pushes it back. We also have China, who's going to quickly take over Mongolia. We don't really see much resistance up here, and they're going to take over the capital. Now, over here, North Korea and South Korea are going to go at war. Eventually, some American troops are going to assist over here. And we have a bit of a push into that. Alright, now China's going to send some assisted troops, which is going to make North Korea overpower South Korea, and we have to collapse South Korea. Eventually, China's going to send some troops over here, and it's going to land over here and start to take over Japan. Alright. Now, eventually, Japan, they're going to push them back. Japan's going to send some assisted troops over here to kind of assist in the South Korean war. Eventually, they're going to capture this island, and they're going to start to kind of recapture some of South Korea and start to liberate them. All right. Over here, China is going to now send some troops over here, and it's going to start to liberate Myanmar. All right. So over here, they're going to start to liberate all of Myanmar, which is going to go really well. All right. I'm not focusing much down here, but mostly down here will be Indonesia's victory. So first of all, they'll go through here and defeat Malaysia and Brunei. They're going to defeat Timor-Leste. And then they're going to move over here and start to attack Papua New Guinea, which is going to result into Afghanistan's victory. All right. After this, Now after this, we also have Indonesian troops attacking over here into Singapore and also attacking into Malaysia. All right. After this, they're going to move up here and start to kind of attack Thailand. All right. Eventually, with the assist of that, we're gonna have Thailand, or we have Indonesia is fully gonna liberate all of Myanmar, and we actually have fully moved into Thailand. All right. Some Chinese troops up here are going to move into Laos, and it's going to liberate them, and also it's actually going to start to kind of take over the northern half of Vietnam. All right. Now, after this, we've got Chinese troops are going to move into here, and we have Laos being taken over, and also their little claim, which is right here. Eventually, all of Vietnam is going to be taken, and then all of the Southeast Asia is going to become Chinese territory. We have Indonesian troops and some Chinese troops over here start to kind of invade into Australia. And Australia's going to try and defend, but since nothing's going to work now. Eventually, the plan is to basically take over the outer system, which is what they're going to do. And eventually take over all major cities, and eventually Australia's going to collapse. Followed by New Zealand. So after the takeover of Australia and New Zealand, we have them fully pushing back the Pakistani troops, and eventually we have kind of something else going on here where China's going to go through India once again. All right, we have Bangladesh being fully captured, and we kind of have them breaking through his Indian defense, and we also have them attacking Bhutan, Nepal, and this is kind of where Indians' collapse is going to happen. All right, not fast, but slowly. China is going to cross into Taiwan, and eventually is going to push back the South Korean troops. After China is slowly collapsing, they're now coming back in and kind of defeat them. Eventually, we have them fully focusing on Japan with some of their other troops, and eventually they're going to take over Tokyo, and we have full collapsation of Japan. All right, going to cross to Philippines, which is the only blue team country left in here. Which we don't really see much resistance from Philippines, which is going to result in Philippines collapse. So eventually all of this area is going to be captured. Also, we're going to ignore the island nations. They won't really have much of an impact, so we're going to ignore them, alright, and pretend that they don't exist. Over here, we have Israel's victory into Syria over here. And also kind of starts moving to Iraq. Now, eventually, Chinese troops are also going to... Alright, so now back over here, we have China just doing mayhem. Eventually, Kazakhstan is fully going to be taken by China. Alright, and we got a liberation onto China. Eventually, blue team's going to cross here and take over this island, and they're going to slowly come here and start to take over all Maldives and Sri Lanka, and an attack on the bottom side of India is going to happen. Alright, eventually India is going to start to lose most of their economy, and Pakistani troops are going to flood across India as well. Eventually, we have the capturing of New Delhi, and eventually we have India slowly collapsing, very slowly. All right, over here, Chinese troops are going to flood over here into Middle East. And slowly, we've got Iraq and Syria being pushed back, and eventually we've got Israel being taken over. And then we've got them flooding across into Egypt. Now, Egypt's actually going to make a bold decision, and it's going to leave the war. So, Egypt's going to leave the war. I'm going to actually make them a Discord. So Egypt's going to lead the war to kind of prevent themselves from dying. Okay? So they're going to lead the war. It's going to be a bold decision for the Japanese. So eventually, they're going to lead the war. All right. Eventually, we've got the attacking into Saudi Arabia, which is going to go really well. Liberation of Yemen is going to happen, and we have taking over Oman, UAE, and then liberation of Qatar and Bahrain. All right. The last nation is going to be India, which they're already losing a lot, and eventually India is going to fully collapse. All right, and this is going to be and I can't believe saying this, but the first victory for the red team throughout all the other videos. Yeah, kind of the other videos what I made with the blue team, it's been Europe who's kind of more the blue team that's won, blue team for Middle East, and then blue team for America. So this is the first red team victory. Honestly, I can't wait to make China red team. Also, China is the third strongest. So they can't. They have lost a lot of casualties, so they are not really. I don't really think they're the third strongest anymore, but they are gonna, bring themselves back up there instantly. So let's take a look at a little bit of the peace treaty that's gonna happen. So now we're gonna take a look at a little peace treaty. Now, yeah. So all right. So here we go. So I'll be right back once we do the peace treaty. Alright, so let's take a look at this peace treaty. So first of all, oh dude, let's go to right back. Alright, let's take a look. So the first thing that's gonna happen is Cyprus is gonna. Oh my god, no. Cyprus is gonna be fully. So Cyprus is gonna be fully Turkish Cyprus. Alright, so no Greek Cyprus. Over here, we have Turkey taking over all of Georgia and a part of Armenia, followed by Azerbaijan, who's going to take over all of the rest of Armenia. All right. Down here, we've got Palestine taking over Israel, Jordan, and then Egypt kind of had to have a punishment since they were fighting for the red team. Even though they did lead the war, they won't get major punishment. But yeah, so they would lose the Suez Canal to Palestine. So Palestine's going to become like a bit of an empire. Iraq is going to take over this part of Saudi Arabia. Actually, I could do that one Palestine, but yeah, that's probably not Saudi. And we haven't also actually. I don't know if Saudi Arabia actually is that part. Iraq is going to take over Kuwait, and then down here we've actually got Yemen taking over all of Oman and all of this. Right, and for UAE they're going to be having a pro-Chinese government. So the rest of the countries in the Middle East will be getting a will be getting a pro-Chinese government. All right, so yeah, they're going to install so kind of more Chinese ally. All right. Now, up here in the Stan Nations, we've got Iran taking over all of Turkmenistan. We've got China puppeting Kazakhstan, so making them a Chinese puppet. We have Afghanistan. Afghanistan and Iran are both going to split up Turkmenistan, and we've Kyrgyzstan taking over all of Tajikistan, and then a part of Uzbekistan. Okay, kind of making the boys a little bit more better. Actually, I like this a lot better. Over here, Pakistan. I think I might. Oh, that's good. Over here in India, Pakistan's going to take over all of this, and then kind of take a part of Kashmir. Okay, China on the other hand is going to take over Bhutan, Nepal, and it's going to take over this part of actually. So they're gonna keep Nepal and Bhutan and two parts of India. And Bangladesh is going to take over all of this, okay, kind of making them a bit more better. Right, so there we go. Over here, Myanmar is going to take over quite a bit of Thailand over here, and then we have Cambodia taking over this part of Thailand, and these parts of Thailand, and then a few of Vietnam. All right, for Laos, they're going to take over again more Thailand, and then some more Vietnam. All right, kind of more the northern part. Okay, for China, for Cambodia, the southern part. Indonesia, actually, we also have China taking its island. I forgot to cover that. For Indonesia, they're going to take over all of. So they're going to take over a bit of Thailand, so Thailand, and then Malaysia and Singapore. The rest of Malaysia and Brunei, and then also Papua New Guinea. Australia and New Zealand, they're going to be getting pro-Chinese governments. Oh, they're going to be installed with pro-Chinese governments. Over here, Philippines is going to be the exact same thing. China's going to take over all of Taiwan, and it's going to puppet state Japan. And also, they're actually going to also take over Mongolia. And then finally, we've got Korea being reunified as communism. Alright, instead of democracy. So, out of this war, the biggest loser has to, I would say India, but actually, I think it's going to be... by the way, biggest loser means whatever. So yeah, the biggest winner is going to be China. That's default facts. Honestly, I think the biggest loser would actually probably be most likely Saudi Arabia, since they did lose their bomb. Actually, yeah, no, India's the loser of this scenario, obviously, because China took over a few parts. Bangladesh took over that, yeah. So India's the loser, China's the winner, right? Kind of. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of another country though, but Saudi Arabia could probably be up there as well because lost some territory. But again, India is kind of the one who's lost the most. Also, they lost their little island right over here as well. Also, Maldives and Sri Lanka are going to be kind of puppets of China as well. Actually, I forgot to cover that. So yeah, China's got about 4 points. Okay, they've got these two, they've got Japan, and they've also got Kazakhstan. All right, yeah, kind of a lot right now, but. So, that's going to be the end of the scenario. I would say that's actually pretty cool. I actually like this one. Alright. This one's a little bit more, like, making sense than the American one. Alright, and guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button to see my videos, like and channel. And peace.